We're going. Here we
We're
go.
live.
So
Good.
we're live. We're in the podcast. So thank you so much for inviting me along to this
Thank you
conversation.
for having me, Martin.
Well, unfortunately, I missed your show today. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I was hoping there was another opportunity, but now I've just found out that this was
My last show.
Your last show.
Yeah, I did a run of a week.
You did a week here. So tell me about your experience here at the Fringe. How have you found it?
So basically, what I was looking here at the Fringe for was to get into contact. Well, of course, to perform, but mainly to get into contact with industry professionals.
Okay.
And I had a few contacts, but it wasn't. I'm being honest, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't what I hoped it would be. So I mean, there's like hundreds and hundreds of names in the marketplace, whatever. But you send the email, they don't even respond, whatever. It's a tough. I mean, there's 3,800 shows out there.
Yeah, and that's the shows themselves. So then you've got all the performers as well. So you're looking at. I think we could easily triple that for the amount of performers that are here.
Maybe, yeah. Well, there's a lot of one-man shows, so one-woman shows.
Of course,
a lot, but if she just my show is called Around the World on a Piano. So if you just look on, like you search for your show, you just type the word around, right? You think you'll get there.
Yes,
There's like 6 or 7 other shows that have that word in it. I mean, there's that many shows here.
Yeah, so
it's crazy.
So it's a tough thing to come here. And I think us creatives, we need goals, we need aspirations.
Yeah.
And we need to go into the arena where there's the opportunity, which I think this is it. But not to beat yourself up too much if it doesn't all work instantly.
Well, let's see. I mean, I really had that goal of meeting industry professionals. At the same time, we're all on sort of a limited budget, whatever. So I took a relatively small venue, which is fine because if we would have taken a bigger one, we wouldn't have filled more seats. But then now you're playing on an electric piano. Normally I play on big grand pianos for 600 people, 400 people, whatever. So that's a certain image, right? I mean, image that projects something. And now here I am on this little dinky toy piano,
right? Okay.
In a little venue, and so I had this lady. But I'd love to do an Asia tour, do some concerts in Asia. So I really focused on Taiwan and China, whatever. And this lady from Singapore, and she goes like. I go like after the show, I go like, yeah, can we talk? And she's like really polite, but she's like, this is not gonna work. So it hasn't brought me what I thought. It's really hard as a musician. Also, the Fringe, I realized. I mean, they say Fringe is dance, theater, music, comedy. It's 80% comedy, and then you have the rest, really, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of comedy.
Yeah, there is a lot of
fine,
comedy here.
There's hardly any music. I mean, like, play a piano, take you around the world on a piano.
I think there is an audience looking for a bit of music as well. They are looking for the entertainment, and the industry professionals, I think, are here. I hope they're here. I said to you before we started this conversation, my daughter's a musician, and so she's coming here for the first time for a chance to just get started in the industry.
So I saw Jay Phelps yesterday, the trumpet player. He's in the Miles show. And he had a nice show, so that's a musician, but I haven't seen much else. There's a few, of course, but the big majority is comedy or one man or one woman shows. It's fine, but yeah.
So what's your big takeaway then from this week being here?
Let's see. My takeaway is the Fringe is great, but it's not what I was looking for. So I'm just being perfectly honest.
The honesty is important.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not here to make stuff up or to sugarcoat stuff.
Exactly. But that's fine. It's a great experience. I had fun. I have a friend who lives here. We went out. I mean, actually, most fun I had was with the late night shows. Where they have one here upstairs in Sea Aquila where. Like at 1 a.m, and I had this great audience. Had them sing Bohemian Rhapsody and whatever.
Right, okay. So
that kind of stuff.
For your art, then, for an opportunity to perform, was it worth it on that sense?
So I perform, and and I tour and I organize a lot of my own concerts, and that takes a lot of effort. I'd love to like put more effort in the music and less in just managing the whole thing and renting venues and solving all the little problems and getting the sound, the PA system, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was hoping like to get more, like organize a tour or something, do a UK tour. I did have like the Tabard Theatre, for instance. They're interested in doing something in London.
Okay.
So and there's a few little things, but not as much as I'd hope it would.
And I think sometimes from these things we don't always know instantly what can come from them. I think from my experience is slightly different in the theatre sense, but with theatre, some things have taken a number of years to trickle through.
Yeah, that's true. So it might be. So I'm a composer, right? So I play my own songs. That's what drives me. So I think of myself more as a composer who plays piano than the other way around. Not a pianist who also composes, right?
Yes, yeah.
So that's my drive is getting my songs out there, and I really put a lot of effort into that. It's hard because there's a few famous piano players like Ludovico Einaudi and Max Richter and whatever, and normally they break through by getting a soundtrack for a movie or something. Einaudi spent like 30 years of his career just being a poor guy in a small little flat trying to survive.
Right.
And then he got through, and remember the Untouchables, that movie?
Okay, yeah.
And that was a breakthrough. And now he's playing for 20,000 people stadiums. It's crazy.
Yeah, so it just takes one moment, one job to change it.
So I think it takes a whole career. You can get there. It's like your daughter's 17.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
16. She has clear goals, and she really knows where she wants to go, which I did not have when I was 16 or 17 or 18 or 20 or not even now, right?
I've only just started.
Yeah,
I'm 40.
exactly. Yeah. So, but if you have that vision, you can do it. I mean, you can eventually break through. I mean, it's not like Einaudi showed up and did this one film and that was it. No, he probably did 20 and
of course, yeah.
And then one sort of broke through and he managed to jump on that bandwagon and get through. And then his songs play there. I mean, the poor guy now, wherever he plays, he has to play, Una Mattina, whatever.
That
like
track,
I think there's like 3 tracks now that are like world famous. And he's probably like, well, I'm bored. I'd like to play. I made some new stuff.
Yeah. But that moment, that work, that job, that you don't know what that job's going to be, do you?
You just have to work and then if you're focused and you have a good work ethic, you can get there. It's not like, well, I don't know. You need talent, of course. Everything needs to be in place, but it's not like it's a lottery. It's not only a lottery. I mean, it's also hard work and just keep on playing, putting out the next card and whatever, and then somewhere a card will be bingo.
Yes, yeah.
At least that's what I think, but I'm too old for that. So
I was wondering then, where have you got your work ethic from? Where have you found that drive to keep going?
So I started playing piano when I was 7. Wrote first song, composed my first song for my grandma when I was 8.
Right. Yeah.
I won't let you hear it because it's horrible. But always been doing that. And considered a career in music, and did get going. As a piano player in the Caribbean or whatever. And at a certain point, I decided, because I'm also a civil engineer, so at a certain point, I despite having the civil engineer degree, I was trying to break through as a musician. At a certain point, I said, I just not this. Just go for a real career.
You just took the...
And I got a job as a country manager for a big multinational. Went all over South America and Eastern Europe. I had a really great time, and it was beautiful. So that now. So when then I set up my own company and sold it when I was 40 and a bit, and so still have some business going, but now I could go back to music, but do really what I wanted, because now I was financially independent.
You gave yourself a good foundation to be able to do this.
I'm like financially independent, you know,
Yeah.
early retiree. So now I mean, and just imagine how much harder it is if you're not, you know. I mean, I don't have to go play in a bar, in a piano bar, you know, to make 150 quid, you know, in a night. You know, I can do the gigs I like, and I do that. I do big productions and whatever. But imagine, you know, having that financial constraint also. So I'm actually quite lucky in that sense.
Yeah, that is one of the big things that I think holds creatives back, isn't it? Is the financial aspect of this. And it does take some of us a whole lifetime to be able to build to a place where we can do it.
Yeah. So I sort of like what 15, 20 years ago, I had that financial space, and I sort of decided to go back to music, but just doing the stuff I do, I like. You know,
What was the turning point for you then that you went, I'm going to go? You just sold your company,
yeah, exactly.
And that gave you stability.
Exactly, gave me space. That wasn't. Then we went to Spain, and we're living in the south of Spain. It's great. We had the kids grow up there. Now they're big, and they flew out.
Okay.
So that creates a lot of space. So I can really, you know, and I write songs, and at 2 a.m, my wife goes like, oh, come on, go to bed, whatever. I just love, I love the composing
You love what
part.
you do, and you continue to do it.
And there's not, I don't know, there's not many people anymore who compose like composers used to compose, like sit at a piano and really work out a song note by note. I do that, and my last song, which is going to be released on the 5th of September. My record label is Brilliant Classics, so it took me 3 months to write. If that's your job, you can't spend 3 months writing one song. You know?
No, of course. So why do you think people don't do that process anymore?
A lot has to do with technology. Like, you know, if you were Chopin, you had that piano, you know, on Mallorca that took 6 months to get there. And you sat at that piano and you just made incredibly beautiful music with that one piano. Now you just go. I mean, you buy software, you buy Cubase, you buy all these samples.
And we're in an age where AI's come.
And AI is. I was going to mention that AI is really a game changer. So really, really.
How do you see that then? How do you see that affecting the creative industries?
So you know, there's one of the AI apps called Suno, and they try to spin it as, no, you're the creative, you just use us to make your music. That's bullshit. I mean, my grandma could, you know, if she was still alive, she could do it. You know, just hum a thing. I mean, it does everything for you. But I mean, I feel sort of safe from that because because AI takes a million things out there and sort of, you know, make something out of it.
It's just churning up the past, isn't it? Yeah.
But nobody's composing like I'm composing right now. Seriously, I mean, I've scraped the internet and looked for people who compose just for a piano the way I compose. And you know, I'm not trying to be arrogant or whatever, but this, I haven't found. So if you find anybody if in the audience, somebody, oh yeah, I compose in that stuff. You know, let me know because
it's important. We need future music. We don't want churning out of the old stuff.
Yeah. So, but what I wanted to say is, so if AI just takes stuff that's already there and you're doing something different, then they're not gonna encroach on your terrain very fast. So because I'm not very technological or whatever, but I have a friend who's like into all these things. So I said, give him prompts to make a song like I would, you know, that would sound like mine, you know, but without giving my name, you know, just describing the way, whatever, and nothing. Yeah. Which is basically what a lot of composers do. They take 4 chords, they repeat it, and they do a little melody line on it, and they call it a composition. You know, so It's nice. It sounds good. It sounds good, but it's not challenging or anything like
Well,
that.
one of the things that I'm not worried about I'm worried that people stop being creative and just use AI for a cheap way to do it, a quick way to do things. But I think the end consumer will know the difference.
I don't know.
Do you know? Do you know?
It's getting so.
Do you think it's getting too close?
Yeah, so I'm not worried. So if you're an amateur composer, you can just do it for fun. But if you're maybe not like a top-end movie, they'll still want a whole orchestra to to whatever. But if you're like in the middle and you need a bit of music for your production, there's really nobody who's going to realize that's AI or not, and that is it's a real problem for professionals in the industry.
Well, yeah, because those people that are making those middle movies, they're going to be the big movies one day, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they're going to be the people that are working on.
But there's
to go
that.
next,
But there's also, I mean, Hans Zimmer does like the top movies, right? Avatar,
course,
whatever.
Yeah.
But that's like the little tip of the iceberg, and there's a huge, iceberg below the water, which is where, just average musicians, professionals, composers, whatever, make their money. I mean that's the bulk of it. That's 99.9% of the work out there. It's just making music for a video game or. Hi, Ken, you good? Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, we got friends walking in.
So they asked me to join they're doing a joint show.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be doing a few songs there. Yeah.
Tonight?
Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
Okay, so the Fringe isn't completely over for you.
No, but I'm finished doing my own thing.
Doing
right?
your thing, and now you're joining in and just being part of the experience.
So, but it is really worrisome for that middle part of composers and musicians and whatever. It's really, I mean, they're riding a horse carriage and the car's just been invented. So, I mean, I'm worried for that industry. Yeah.
Do you think there's anything that we can do?
I guess, like if you're a young person who wants to go on in that, the only thing you can do is embrace the technology, be the one who knows how to use it. And be the one they call when they need something. Because somebody still has to, give it prompts and whatever.
At this moment.
Right. Yeah, but, like, I want a sentimental song about blah, blah, blah. You still need to,
Yes,
and there's a lot more to that, of course. So I'd say if you're 20 or 30 something, you're in the industry and you're seeing this threat, the only way is grab the bull by the horns and don't let go. Just embrace it. Yeah. That's what I would recommend, I'd say. And then, of course, last night I saw Jay Phelps, the trumpet player. Okay. Playing trumpet is analog. Your daughter plays the violin or plays
the guitar.
Guitar. But she plays various instruments.
Yes, she plays,
So there's that aspect. The live music, the performing, is going to stay. We're not, until they tried putting up holograms of.
Well, they've done like ABBA Voyage.
My son went there, so it's a good gimmick. But
that's exactly what it feels like.
I mean,
even
if it gets that far that you can't see the difference, you still know it's hologram, and it won't be the same thing. So there's going to be a market for live performing, which is in a way it's good.
Yes, and I think the bit that the hologram won't be able to is what my daughter does. My daughter interacts with the audience so well. She's not the best on the guitar. She's not the best singer, but she wins all the competitions. She wins all the local rock competitions because she interacts with the audience, because she engages with people.
So I don't know if you can play a little fragment from my song that's coming out.
Oh, that would be great.
I'll send you the MP3.
And then I can put some of that into.
Because that's what I was saying about that I compose in a very different way than anybody else I've found. And if you hear, you might be able to recognize what I'm trying to say.
So tell me a little bit.
But it's very simple. It's just piano. I mean, it's not like all these synthesizers or whatever.
No, of course. So I missed your show. So tell me a little bit about what I missed.
So in principle, I'm a purist. I'm very boring in that sense because I just love a grand piano and a pianist, and so there's a market for that, like whole classical music thing, basically. And I've done other things. I've done like big productions with 20 people on stage and singers and choirs and all kinds of instruments and saxophones and all that. But so really my drive is I like to share the songs I write. And that's best done without any other musicians, any other singers, no saxophone, no trumpet, no nothing, no percussion, just that piano, just the piano as a protagonist.
Yes, yeah.
And that's what I like to do. We have like, where I live in south of Spain, and in Malaga there's this like old place, sort of with the wooden,
nice.
And has a big grand there, and it seats about 200 people. And it's basically for classical music. They're not even allowed to put any amplifiers, whatever.
Right.
And that's just so the big Bosendorfer, and then,
amazing.
And then you sit and it just really fills. Right?
Yes, yeah. You have to be in the room.
Yeah. So, but I have done big productions and whatever. I still do them from time to time. But what really drives me is like just me and my piano. Well, basically the piano and me.
Yes, yeah. Tell me about that feeling then when it is just you and the piano. What is that place that you go to? What does that feel like?
I like to challenge myself. So the way I look at composing, I try to achieve two things at the same time. One is that you like what you hear, so it's accessible for somebody who's not really into like really complicated music or anything like that.
Yep.
It's accessible. But I want it to be challenging musically. I want it to be really challenging. This is just my own, the goals I set, which is sort of the opposite of a lot of composers who just put sugar coating on 4 standard chords and just repeat them and do a little. So was that an answer to your question?
I guess so. Yeah. So what's next for you then? So the Fringe hasn't quite gone to plan.
So next is this guy calls me and organizes a tour through Asia and to all these big stadiums, 2,000 people. No, just kidding. But I'd like to continue to grow in that sense, and I find it very hard. One of the things I find really hard is because there seems to be a Chinese wall between classical music and all the rest.
Okay.
And I'm sort of cast out in both because I probably fit best in classical music just because but it's not. It's 21st century. But I fit best there in the kind of audience or whatever. But then the people who program the theaters for classical music, nah, it's not Rachmaninoff, it's not Beethoven, sorry, won't do, And then I go to like a pop circuit theater or whatever, and we'd like a bit more bass drum or whatever,
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of my problems. I don't fit in a box in that sense.
No, and I'm finding that with a lot of people here at the Fringe is that a lot of creatives in different fields. I saw a comedian earlier today that didn't want to be referred to as a stand-up.
Right.
Because that's how he didn't see himself. He just saw himself as someone that interacts with the audience, and he didn't see himself as doing jokes.
Well, he didn't. But how did you see him?
I saw him as a comedian.
Yeah.
I saw him as a stand-up.
Right.
But he didn't want to be viewed.
So he felt that you were putting him in a box.
Yes.
But then, is that him, or is it who's at fault here? Did you?
Yeah.
Is he like sort of fantasizing about something that really
so
isn't
you're having the opposite problem then. So he's having the problem where it's him.
He seems to be in a box and he doesn't want to be in it.
Doesn't want to be in it.
And I want to be in a box and there's no box to put me in.
But the audience is saying we want this, but you're like I do this. Yeah. So I guess then for you it's finding just keep putting your work out there until you find the audience.
Or get the next film score.
Or get the next film score, and with that big thing, then the audience.
If I was half my age, that really would be my goal. but that's a long thing. You know, and I'm not sure I'd be alive by the time. Just
There's
kidding.
something I quite like to do on the podcast sometimes. I like to do a hypothetical then. So if say we was in a time machine right now, and we could go back in time to when you was half your age,
Right.
what advice would you give to yourself?
Well, I mean, that's a very good question, because obviously I made a choice there. I tried in the music industry, and I decided to opt for another career, which actually was, you know, money-wise was perfect, you know, and I have a great family. I have 2 great boys. I have a lovely wife. We've lived in 4 different countries: South America, in Eastern Europe, in North America, and now we're living in Spain. We're really happy, and we're just. So would I, you know, if I could do it again, leave all of that?
Would you tell yourself to do something different, to do a different way?
I don't think so. No. So which is maybe not the the answer I should be giving, but
no,
I'm just
like we
being
said
honest.
at the beginning of this. It's about finding the truth.
So in a way, my wife says that. She says, look, stop, you know, being ambitious for things that you can't achieve. Just be happy. If you did the Fringe, you know, that's great. Yeah. Be happy. You're hey Alice, hi. You're happy you did you're composing, and I have my gigs and whatever. You know, I'm sort of a little bit jealous looking at an Audi with a stadium of 20,000 people. You're going to go fire.
Because as a creative, we're ambitious. We want, you know, and we want our art to be shared and to be seen and to be heard.
Well, and honestly, my music's a lot better than this.
I like that.
No, I find him a bit the emperor without the clothes. But you know, his
all
music is nice to hear. But
we're all allowed an opinion, aren't we?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, so that's fine. Yeah. So I'd love to share some of your work at the end of this conversation.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
So if you could send it to me, we'll pop it on the end here.
Yeah.
But if anyone wants to find out more about you, where do we find you?
I have a website. It's www.hermane.info.
Okay.
So that's Herman with an E at the end. HERMANE.info. And you can see everything, all my shows and all my concerts. And I just did a tour in Holland, and I actually did a tour in churches where people are lying on the ground.
Wow.
That's so cool. It's so cool. Like, people are lying on the ground, and I'm like playing softly, whatever, in different churches. We did it in an old factory. We did it in in a temple, in a Sufi temple.
Yes.
And people lie on the ground, and 90 minutes of soothing music, whatever.
Wow.
So I do that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can find all of that on my website.
Well, I look forward to looking into some of it, and I'll be sure to share some links in the comments below to this conversation.
Sure.
But thank you so much for sharing today. I really do appreciate it.
Sorry, and on my website you can also there's a link to my latest album, which is only piano. There's no backing tracks, nothing. It's only piano. So if you just want to listen to like piano music. It's free of charge, Spotify, and I make 0.0000007 cents per stream, so we're all good.
While Spotify are making billions.
Yeah, exactly. So no, we're all good. But yeah, you can just hear my music.
Yeah, we'll share some of your music right now.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate
thank you so much for sharing. Nice to meet you as well at the Edinburgh Fringe. And best of luck for the future. I look forward to watching where your journey is going to go from here.
Yeah, okay.
So
thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So nice to meet you. And if anyone was watching or listening, we appreciate you for joining us for this conversation.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, cool, Martin.